If you have been looking for how to profit from the current gold rush, then this is the teaching for you. Because in today's video, I'm going to be exposing this gold strategy that is going to allow you to make money with the current gold rush. Everybody knows that gold is crazily bullish right now. And a lot of people are making a living and are making so much money from gold. So this particular strategy that I'm going to be showing you guys is going to allow you to tap into this gold rush and be able to also make a name, make a living for yourself with gold. So grab your pen, grab your book, and take note of every single thing I'm going to be talking about in today's teaching. Okay, so you guys are welcome to the monthly time frame. This is the monthly time frame on gold, as we can see, XAU/USD. So what is the first thing that we do in applying this strategy so that we ourselves can make money on this gold rush? Everyone is making money on gold, but this particular system is going to allow you to make money on gold even better, because here we are going to be teaching you a top-down system and a multi-time frame system that has stood the test of time. I've been using the system over multiple years, and this system has given me a result over multiple pairs. Okay, so what is the first thing that we do? The first thing that we do is identify where price is really at. We want to understand, where is prices at? Here, this is the monthly time frame, and we can all see that price is at this point. The next thing is what? What is the story? What are the structures that took prices to that point? That is the next thing. So if we look back, we can be able to read prices from as far back as March 1st, 2001, right here. We can be able to read prices, okay, from there. And what can we see? We can see prices started on small structures. All of these are small structures, but there's something that we see in these structures, right? They are all making clear coordinations of higher highs and higher lows, okay? Higher highs, higher lows. Then price started making a bigger structure right here. Higher high, higher low. Then prices went to make the biggest structure right here till date. Higher high, higher low. So price is making clear structures of higher highs and higher lows, indicating clear bullish structures. Okay. Then beyond that, what the prices do? Price now started small series of structures. After making this big structure, this last big structure, now started new series of structure, which are a bit smaller, but which we are going to identify again. From here, we can see prices make push, exhaustion. Okay. After a push, remember there's a rest phase. Came again and made a big one right here, push, exhaustion. Okay, after this, it now started a new structure again. Okay, for those of you that are following my teaching for the first time, you might not be familiar with structure circles and structure sequence. Okay, I have this in a full course and my live mentorship program. You can click the link in the description below so that you can register for my live mentorship program, where I teach you about structure circles, teach you about fractals, and teach you about structure sequence. What is the benefit of this knowledge? This knowledge is going to help you to be able to know your structures better. Remember that this is price action trading, right? And the foundation of price action trading is the learning and the understanding of structures. Without the learning and the understanding of structures, you won't be able to trade price action correctly. So with a link in the description below, you can have access to the full course, okay, in both written and video format, and you can also join the live mentorship program, where I'm going to be teaching you every single aspect of structures so that you can also be able to profit from this gold rush and also make truckloads of money like everyone is doing. Okay, so now after this low, what the prices do? Price started a new series of structure, okay, which are a bit of a smaller structure. This is push, exhaustion. After this, what the prices now do? Price now started even a tinier series of structure. We can see push, exhaustion here, push, exhaustion here. Then we can see a little one right here, push, exhaustion, before price eventually made a push to where we currently are. So one story we can tell, right, is that GBP JPY is clearly bullish, just as we can see. Clear structures of higher highs and higher lows, as we can see. So what I'm going to do, we are now going to, bracket prices. We're going to put prices into smaller structural sequence, okay, to smaller structural sequence until we see a real-time trade entry opportunity. Now, because of the information that we've seen on the monthly time frame, right, which is the determinant for the direction of trend, we can all see that gold, is bullish. Okay, so this means that if I go onto gold on the small time frame and I'm picking a buy trade, it means I'm buying with the flow of the ocean. While if I'm picking a sell trade, it means I'm selling against the flow of the ocean. I'm selling against the wave of the ocean. Okay, we can profit both by trading the wave of the ocean and against the wave of the ocean. All my students know how to do this, and they've been able to master this and make a living out of it. Okay, so what else am I going to do? So now I'm now going to take this eye right here. Since this is, this is a bold push and exhaustion, I'll take this eye right here. I can actually take this one or even take this one, but just to take a bolder one so that we know that what you don't have to, on the monthly time frame, just pick the tiniest higher low, just pick something that is clear, because we are still going to separate it on the weekly time frame. So this is push, exhaustion, this is the last higher low. After this, there are still smaller structures, but these smaller structures, let's take them to the weekly in order to expand. Okay, but before we go ahead, we'll have to give this level, say, name. We can just tag this as monthly HL, and the one above, we can decide to tag it as monthly resistance point. Okay, so we will now take the window from the monthly HL to the monthly resistance point as our range of focus. Okay, so the entire window from here is what is our range of focus, and we're now going to take our range of focus to the weekly time frame. So you guys can see how I started from the monthly, broke prices into clear structural sequence, then brought that sequence to the weekly time frame, where we are going to go further again and break it into clear structural sequence again. Okay, so from here, which we are going to take it from, we saw prices make all of this move, right? Push exhaustion, smaller structure here, push exhaustion, similar structure, push exhaustion. Basically, prices making smaller structures, which are what? Push exhaustion, all of this push exhaustion, and eventually went to make another one again, push exhaustion. Then all of these moves are push. Okay, so still clear structures again of higher highs and higher lows, as we can see. So what are we going to do? We can now decide that okay, let's just take another higher low that is clear, that we can all see. Okay, what is that higher low? That is this particular higher low right here. We can see that this higher low is what is a clear and visible higher low, that we can be able to take. Remember, this is push, this is exhaustion. Okay, after this exhaustion, prices now came back to make another push again. So we can now decide to take this last higher low as what? As our current, range of focus from the last higher low to the high points. So we will just go ahead and write this, give it a name. This is what? The weekly HL, while this is what? The monthly resistance point. We'll now take the weekly HL, okay, and the monthly resistance point as our new range of focus. This is how we keep bracketing prices into range of focus until there is a trade. Okay, so monthly resistance, weekly higher low, we'll keep bracketing. We must keep bracketing prices until we see a trade. When we see a trade, then we can now decide that yes, we are done bracketing prices into range of focus. So on the 4 hours, what are we saying? From here, within that range of focus, right? This is push exhaustion, all of this is push exhaustion, and this is the last higher low points of prices. So after this higher low, prices went to make a push, and right now prices, created this particular low right here, but this is not an higher low because prices have not created an higher high. Higher lows are only created when prices makes an higher high. If you see prices make push and come here, this is not an higher low yet until there's an higher high. It's an higher high that confirms the higher low. Prices pushes down, it is not an higher low until there's an higher high. My students know all of these tricks when it comes to structures, and there's a link in the description below for you to be part of this army. Okay, so what are we going to do again? Just like we did earlier, right? We'll now take this last higher low point again. Our last higher low point of prices, just as we identified, we'll now give it a name again. This is the daily time frame, right? So we'll now put it as the daily HL. So what are we now going to do? We'll take this monthly resistance point. Let's push this a bit to the pinpoint level of rejection. Monthly resistance, daily higher low. This will now be what? Our range of focus. We took the last higher low on the daily time frame, and we will now take all of this entire window from the daily HL here as our range of focus to the 4 hour. So on the 4 hours, which begins our entry time frame. Our entry time frames are 4 hours, 1 hour, and sometimes I can even go to as low as 15 minutes to pick a trade. Okay, so what are we seeing within this 4 hour time frame? Okay, so here we identify this daily higher low, we identify this monthly resistance point, and we know that from here, from this point here, right, all of these are one swing movements. So if there's a retracement, which is the sell, we know that the sell is going to sell to as much as the 78.6 Fibonacci level. So at the 78.6, I'm going to tap my buy back to the top. Okay, so that's what we do. We write swing movements, identify swing movements. Okay, So all of this, like we said, swing movements, if any type of retracement here, okay, with a change of character is going to sell to 78.6 at 78.6, we tap into our buy back to the top. So that is just the sequence. Very, very beautiful and straightforward sequence that all our students know about. Okay, so now after all of this push sequence, we can just go ahead and just read the structures, for educational purposes. Okay, from here we saw prices make push, exhaustion, clear bullish structures, push, exhaustion, smaller structures, push, exhaustion, push, exhaustion, then all of this push, and there was a change of character right here. The last higher low was taken off there. We knew that price was going to sell to the 78.6 of that entire swing movement, and that 78.6 is our entry. So what are we going to do? We will now bring out our Fibonacci from the low point of where the sequence started, Fibonacci to the high point. We can see the 78.6 right here. Okay, you can see the 78.6 written right here. Then beyond the 78.6, in order for us to know if that area will truly hold, beyond the 78.6, we'll now look for a resistance level right there. Okay, here so we can see a resistance at 78.6. So we are now going to tag that level as 78.6. But before we tag it, let's just buy. In this case, we bought pinpoint at 78.6, as you can see. Resistance 78.6. This is our pinpoint buy with our stop loss at the low of that entire sequence of movement while riding to the top. Okay, so this is basically exactly what we do. So we can just go ahead and just tag that level here as what? As resistance slash 78.6 potential reversal area. So this is how we are able to make money. So right now you can see that what we are currently profiting from GBP, from gold. Okay, I'm saying GBP, JPY a lot because that's my favorite pair. Okay, we are currently profiting from gold, and overall we are going to make crazy number of pips on gold. It's going to be crazy, it's going to be insane. You understand? By the time we take profit on this gold, we are riding beautiful amount of pips currently. You can see where price is at, riding beautiful amount of pips, and we are still going even further, to over 1,000 pips on pricing. So these are we are able to put our knowledge. We still have so many secrets that that are in my course that my students have read, and they're able to make truckloads of profits on their own, and most of them have even created their own community. So if you want to join them, link is in the description below. I'm going to teach you everything on structures, everything on sequence, the exact use of Fibonacci, and all of these tools that are going to help you get ahead in the market. See you guys in the next teaching.